Now, I bought these containers at Dollar Tree. They're pretty easy to find over in the kitchen section. I got 2 of the larger ones and 1 of the smaller ones. I'm also going to be using 2 of the wood rings that you can find in the craft section at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start by sawing these in half. I used a hand saw that I had on hand, and I just elevated the rings and cut them down the middle. And then I'm going to be using E6000 to attach my rings to the top of each of my containers. Once the E6000 has a chance to dry, I'm going to be using a metallic finish spray paint by Rust-Oleum. I'm going to spray 2 coats on the top of my containers. I'll let that dry completely. Then you can add anything either decorative or useful in your containers that you want to put out in your bathroom. I'm going to be adding in some bath salts with the pink ones and some other bath salts that I had at my home. And here's a look at how the containers turned out. Now, I couldn't have a bathroom DIY video without doing a soap container. One of my favorite projects that I've done in the past is get a really pretty jar, a mason jar typically, from Dollar Tree and turn it into a soap container. I did it in the fall with a pumpkin jar, and I recently found these gorgeous jars at Dollar Tree and thought they would be perfect for it. So you want to pick up any jar. You also want to pick up a container of soap from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to remove the lid from the jar, and I'm going to start using my wire cutters. I'm going to poke a hole in the middle of my lid. Then I'm going to go on the inside of the lid and use those wire cutters to pull back the metal. Now, you want to do this very slowly. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the lid out of your soap container, remove the inside tube portion, and then you're going to place the top of the soap container onto your jar. The key is you want to pull the metal back until this top of your soap container will fit onto the lid, but you don't want to go far enough that you see the openings. I kind of just pull the metal a little bit and try to put it on there and just adjust it until it works out great. To attach the top of your soap container to the lid, you're going to use a little bit of E6000. I'll spray paint the lid with the Rust-Oleum hammered finish spray paint. Once that dries, I'm going to fill up my jar with the rest of the soap from the soap container I had before, or you can use any soap that you have. Now, I think anytime you can put your soap container on top of a tray or elevate it, it just looks so much nicer in your bathroom. So I found this wood piece in the craft section at Dollar Tree. I also picked up some of these little tiny wood cubes, and that's what I'm going to use for this next project. I'm going to hot glue the wood cubes to the bottom side where it's smaller on all 4 corners of my tray. I'm going to stain the wood with a color called Golden Oak. I use a foam brush and I paint it onto my tray. Then I will take a paper towel and immediately wipe off any excess. Let that dry completely, and I'm going to show you how I style my tray with my soap on top. I'm also using a candle from Dollar Tree. In these bathroom DIY videos, I love creating home decor that you can use as organization, but it's also really pretty and you can sit out in your bathroom. And I feel like this next DIY really does that. So I bought a plastic succulent tray at Dollar Tree. This is typically over in the party section. You're also going to need some nautical rope. They sell this at Dollar Tree, but I typically buy mine off of Amazon. I'll link it for you down below. So if you've seen any of my rope tray videos before, you know I love making a rope tray. This one's a little bit different. So I'm going to start in the center by hot gluing the rope in the very middle, and I'm going to wrap it as tightly as possible. As I go around, I'm going to continue to add hot glue. The trick that I like to do when making these rope trays is you want to make your rope really tight together so you don't have any gaps. That's going to make it look so much more high end. I'm going to continue to add glue all the way around. Also, when you're putting your glue on, make sure it's a nice thin layer because you don't want a lot of glue sitting up on top of your rope. Trust me, it's going to look a lot better in the end. So I'm going to add the rope until I get to the edge of my tray. Now, once you get to the edge, you're going to continue to add a layer to the top. We're wanting to curve it around the edge. I'm going to continue to add rope to the outside layer. Then I'm going to flip my tray upside down and do the edges that you would see if the tray was sitting out. I'll continue to add hot glue and nautical rope, and then once I get to the inner portion, I'll stop there because that's going to be sitting where you're not going to be able to see it. I'll cut off the excess and hot glue the end. To style the tray, I'm going to use a Dollar Tree vase. I'm also going to use a pot that I already had with some florals that were in my stash. And then the candle is from Dollar Tree. I was so excited to find this candle this year. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.